Hello again, and blessed be. This is Dragoness4 coming at thee. And today I am going to cover how to make a protection jar. This is going to be a protection jar that's portable, and you could carry it with you. It's a little bit different than a normal protection jar for the fact that it's made out of a non-breakable, more or less non-breakable material. And I'm going to talk you through it, okay? First, for those who aren't familiar with what a protection jar is, it's a jar, and you could make these out of pretty much any kind of a jar you have available. You know, like a baby food jar. You can make them out of a peanut butter jar or whatever. Or even these little mini jars that they sell at craft stores. You can make them out of those. This one I choose that I made, and it's my own formula here. I made out of a Tic Tac box, just for the fact that Tic Tac boxes are really sturdy. So here's what it looks like. Okay, and I took the label off, opened it up, ate the Tic Tacs, and I'll talk you through what goes in there. And it's not, the ingredients can vary from jar to jar depending upon what you want to put in. Like you put in basically what you would consider protective to you. If you want to put in like some charms or crystals or certain herbs or spices or whatever. This is my formula, and I'm going to tell you how to do this formula, okay? And the amount isn't as important as what you put into it. Okay, first off, I'm going to explain what we got here. Okay, now, this particular box formula, it's made to act like, not only protect from evil things from getting at you, but if they do get at you and get into this box, they'll be trapped inside this box. And it also acts like an invisibility shield from evil things too, because of the fact that they won't be able to hear you, see you, or smell you, or taste you maybe, if you're carrying one of these, okay? And now, this one will protect you in your waking reality state, and it'll also protect you in the dream state because of the little dream web charm that I've got on here. The bell is against evil. When evil hears bells, it drives them nuts. It's just like a gong going off in their heads. Okay. I glued a little cross on here. I wanted to put a pentagram on there because I am pagan, but I couldn't find a small pentagram, so I went to the craft store and got a little cross to glue on there. It's kind of gothic looking, so it's cool. On this side, I got a protective rune spell, and I'll tell you what that is in a little bit after I tell you the ingredients here. Okay, now if something gets into this box, you want it to stop it from getting out of the box so it'll be contained. So you want things that are going to damage it or tangle it up or whatever, okay, or burn it or purge it in the ingredients list. So in here I've got thread, a lot of thread, so if evil spirit gets into it, it'll tangle it up. Okay, so there's a lot of thread in there. There's black pepper, which is good against evil insects and evil in general. There's some cayenne pepper, again, it acts as a burning substance against evil. There's pepper flakes. There is salt, which is like a universal thing against evil. Almost every culture uses it against evil. There's also rock salt. There's some sage in there, which is for wisdom and purity. There's some nails in there which would act like swords to cut them if they get in there, and there's some pins in there and tacks in there. There's also a set of mares, and you can see one of them right there. And then there's another one on this side, right, you can see it right behind the cross there. Okay, and what that does is spirits a lot of times will travel through a mirror and use them as portals. So if they're inside a box and you want them facing inward into the box, not outward, out towards this way, so the reflective surface got to be, so you want it to face in. So if they do get trapped in the box and they try to use the mirror to get out of the box, it'll keep bringing them back in the box, especially if they're facing each other like that. So they'll just keep getting trapped right in that middle of the box there. It has a cotton ball with various oils on it that are protective. I recommend something like, say, High John the Conqueror, or you can make some hot oil, using hot sauce or something, which I did do. Or you can make whatever kind of protective oil that you consider protective. I mean, there's a lot of different protective oils you could use in there. Okay, and I also put some runes and some sigils. And for those who aren't familiar with what a sigil is basically it's a magic square that an alphabet is overlaid on, or a set of numbers is overlaid on, and it equals like a certain amount on going, up and across and whatever in the square. And so it's a continuous line, so you start your word or spell or whatever, and it leads into a continuous line, and the pattern that you make after drawing it on that square is your sigil. And that's used a lot of times in magic and whatever for protection and love, and there's all kinds of different ways of using a sigil. But, okay, and here's what I did, is I picked out several sigils from various squares, and the squares are basically on the planetary correspondences from everything from Earth to Moon to Sun, and like all the planets, basically the original planets, and the attributes are a little bit different. Like Moon is for like moon magic and love and stuff. Mars is like protection and warfare and stuff, and so there's different attributes associated with each square. And here's what I did, is I put a double trap one, which looks like this. And one thing before I show them all to you, I should mention that not all things are evil and not all things are good. But if you use these different sigils that I'm showing you, it'll keep like all the different things, not just the good and evil. It'll keep them all away from you. So you have to kind of use your own discretion as to if you want everything to stay away from you, basically. All right, so starting off with double trap, that looks like that. And here's an angel ward, since again, not all angels are good. There's a devil ward right here. This is an evil ward. Fairy ward. Invisibility, that'll act so they won't be able to see you, basically. That doesn't keep them away. That's more like it acts so they won't be able to see you. Sonic burst, which is this one here. The sonic burst basically makes it so if they try to detect the sound of you, it'll create like this ultrasonic, high-pitched sound, so they won't be able to hear you. And here's Spirit Ward, and here's Invisible, that's so they won't be able to see you. Here's a Death Ward, so they won't be able to try to throw death your way, so they won't be able to try to kill you. And this is a General Ward and Protection one. And then for the runic spell, the runic spell consists of these 3 runes, and it's an all-purpose protective shield. Rune spell consists of Thurazaz, which is this one, Tiwaz, which is that one, and then again Thurazaz. And so once you put this box together, you would charge it, charge it with your energy to protect you from all the evils. If you want to say a spell around, a different spell, like here's a spell that I wrote for this when I made it, and it's like, and it goes, I create this protective bubble around thee to protect me most wholeheartedly. Shield me from evil, let it not detect, smell, or see. The bearer of this magic most blessed be. And you would say that over the box while you're charging it. But you can use whatever, again, you could use whatever spell you want to put on there, or whatever sigils, however you want to, whatever herbs or spices or crystals you want to put in there that you consider protective, or any oils or whatever. And hopefully, hopefully evil won't be hunting you that much that you would have to use it a lot. But if it is, maybe you need to make yourself one and use it in good health, and hopefully everything will be okay for you. So that's how it's made, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, protection box. Bye.